Hello and welcome. I am Raziel, and there is a plethora of heroes of renown in the old world. Some even had models. So here's part one of a list of models that came out for Warhammer Fantasy Battles that are historically accurate for Warhammer, the old world. So dust off your old minis and get ready for the old world. First things first, we have the Green Knight. The Green Knight is a well-known figure of Bretonnian folklore, and stories and poems about him are amongst the most popular in Bretonnia. A common character in puppet shows and plays performed for peasants and kings alike. He is bedecked in strange ivy-coloured armour and intones his famous line, "None shall pass." The traditional nemesis of the valiant questing knights of his tales, the Green Knight challenges them to duels, so that they might prove their worth to the lady herself, and thus sup from the blessed grail. Now this is a good character. He causes terror, he's immune to his psychology, and he gets to come back if he dies, which makes him an interesting and very formidable character for anyone to use him in their force. Next is Teklus for the High Elves. And must sustain himself by imbibing magical potions of his own creation. He is not a master of swordplay nor strategy. However, he is the greatest living mage in this age of the world, and his mastery and magical arts is unsurpassed by any other living creature. It is claimed that his power is on par with the great necromancer Nagash, so it is fortunate that Teklus has devoted his life to thwarting the powers of chaos and death. It was Teklus who first taught the Imperial Wizards how to control the raging energies of magical realm, and on his instructions other colleges of magic were set up. It was only with the aid of Teklus and that the Emperor Magnus the Pious was able to push back the forces of the Dark Gods in the last great war against chaos. Truly, Teklus is one of the legendary heroes whose actions shaped the world. So, if you're running a high elf army, Teklus is pretty much a necessary. He is very important, and the age of the three emperors ended with Magnus the Pious. So those two being, close would really help. So finally, you also played Chaos Bane. Teklus is a major player in that game as well. Next is Valkyr Bloody. Now, I'm actually going to be using her myself, and I'm going to be starting my Warriors of Chaos army this week. So, anyway, who is Valkyr Bloody? Quick overview. Amongst the people of the north, there is a strange legend of a cruel but beautiful warrior woman, who is the consort of Khorne himself. Her violent deeds are watched over by her battle-hungry patron, and it is said those who earn her blessings will fight in the halls of the blood god for all eternity. Her name is Valkyr and the Bloody, and she returned from the dead to further the work of Khorne. This is just a fantastic looking model. I really do like this one. She has the Spear of Sleipnir, which gives her 2+ strength and a killing blow, and a 3+ armor save, and that reduces strength. Is pretty cool too. Again, a fantastic model, and she looks really dope. I gotta admit, this is one of my favourite characters. And as you can guess, there is a lot of Chaos models going to be in both, which will be able to be used within this. Next is Manfred von Karsten. We're talking about the vampires now, and the undead. Like I said in last video, which is we probably won't see any Tomb Kings, so I really can't mention those guys. But Manfred von Karsten is a fantastic character and a nice looking model. Right, he is the last and the most dangerous of the Van Karsten vampire counts. Is Manfred as subtle and devious and treacherous individual? Some say he was awake when von Karsten's ring was stolen, and laid a glamour upon the sentries to prevent them from noticing it. While Conrad von Karsten ravaged the empire in an attempt to emulate the victories of Great Vlad, Manfred laid low and studied the art of necromancy. It is said that he journeyed as far as the kingdom of the dead in search of the secrets of life, returning to Castle Drakenhof with a fund of dark lore, and biding his time there until he felt sure of his power. After Conrad's death, he became the undisputed ruler of Sylvanian hosts. But for a full decade he did nothing, letting the various contenders for the imperial throne think that Sylvanian threat was over, and giving him time to fall out amongst themselves, which they truly did. Someone who's really into the part of the lore, and this is one of those I just think is fantastic looking models that definitely getting if you're going to be doing the undead or vampire counts for the Warhammer Old World. Now we're on to the Beasts of Chaos with Morgoth, the Master of Skulls. Now there is there is a couple, and one actually I cannot use, and he is Gorfor, the Beast Lord. Now, with what I can tell with Gore, he actually predates the system of the old world, which is kind of interesting that they're going to do that. But you can so basically, if you go Gorfor, he will not be historically accurate because he predates the system. However, Morgoth doesn't. He is born almost 3 centuries ago. The creature known as Morgoth was far from a human child with tooth and horn. He ripped his mother apart with his gory entrance to the world, while her features mutated horribly. Her distraught husband reached forwards to strangle the twisted abomination, yet his hands touched the foul creature. His body was also racked in hideous mutation. Days later, the group of travelling players arrived at the small community on the outskirts of the dark forest of Arden. They found it in absolute chaos. Recorded in the tragic Bretonian poem Requiem, it is said the men crawled around in the mud like animals, their hands turned to hooves, and limbs twisted and rearranged. The livestock walked around, and hind legs, speaking in unfathomable tongues, and devoured each other. Again, another spellcaster, and yeah, he's a nice looking model too, and definitely worth playing if you're going to be doing Beasts of Chaos. He has some great rules. With some great magic items. So, you suffer a -1 to hit him with a skull weave, and he gets to roll 2 dice to dispel. And and he has hatred against, all his enemies, so he gets that added buff too. So he's just a great, fantastic looking card. Well, he has a whole page just dedicated to him. I mean, it's got a whole page just to his rule. That's quite a big rule count just for a single dude. And now we're on to the other twin, Tyrion, defender of Ulthuan. Prince Tyrion is the greatest living warrior of the High House. He's a descendant of the first Phoenix King, and some elven bards say that he is in fact an Aryan reborn. So valiant and skilled is he. Tyrion was commander of the glorious battle of Vinifal Plain, and when he routed the host of Malekith and slew the Witch King's personal champion, Urian Poisonblade. He is the protector of the Everqueen and defender of all Ulthuan. Yes, this is a fantastic another character. Like I said, we got Teklus, now you have his twin. He has a fantastic armor save, which in the old rules, I'm not joking, I'm going to read this out. A dragon of armor of Anarion. This mighty armor was forged on Val's anvil long ago to protect Anarion, the first Phoenix King, in the Great Wars against Chaos. This gives Tyrion a 1+ armor save. Just because he's a badass. In addition, he also gets a 4+ ward save. With the exceptions of its improved save, a dragon armor of Anarion follows the same rules for dragon armor. Yeah, so 8+1. Okay, just so you know, ones always fail, but basically it means that -1 armor save modifier will still mean he gets a 2+ save. So you gotta hit him with something pretty hard to kill him, and let alone if you negate that armor save with a strong enough weapon, he still has that 4+ ward save. So if you've got high elves, he's probably much a definite take. Now we have this Goaltaker, another Chaos one. Of course, demons are going to be in it, and he's just had a new model too. This Goaltaker is the Executioner of Khorne. He travels battles and challenges his victims in combat. If he doesn't think you're worthy enough, he will cut off all your limbs first and then kill you. If he thinks you're worthy enough, he will just take your head. A fantastic model. Like I said, it is new as well. Secondly, of course, you can challenge people and a minus. And he has some great rules. I don't have the rules. And honestly, if you're going to do demons, especially Khorne, Goaltaker is a definite take. Right. Now we have Festus, the Leech Lord. If a traveller were to stray onto the twisted worlds that lead from the forests into the chaos waste, he might be paid a visit by the most unsavoury individual during the dark of the night. Shuffling, muttering figure stalks the lands, his moth-eaten robes gently clinking with vials containing unimaginable concoctions that seek to test out upon those he can catch. A devotee of the plague god Nurgle, this mysterious apothecary is quite mad, and though once he bore respect of physicians and all scientists across the length and breadth of the old world, he is now a worshipper of the foul god Nurgle. He is a fan. And look, I like this one. Again, he's got a nice looking model which you can get, which is available on the website now. And he has the ability to regenerate wounds, even though it's a 5+, not a 4+. And any unit joined by him also gets... Oh, sorry, no, the units! Sorry, I misread this. I should really read my notes a bit better. If a unit is joined by Festus, they get a regeneration of a 5+. He's a level 2 wizard and poisoned attacks. So again, if you're running Nurgle, it's a nice little fun character to take. It's a nice looking model, and honestly, I would probably, if I did Nurgle, this would be one I would take if I was doing, of course, Nurgle Warriors. I'm not. Next is Malekith. I want to bring him up because, again, like Chaos, elves are going to be, if you've got the old elven models like Malekith, Tyrion, Teklus, you're going to be able to use them in the old world because of their long-lived lives. And Malekith is a great fan, one of my favourite characters for the Dark Elves. And of course, actually most of the Dark Elf characters are just interesting and fun. So Malekith was blind. Right, so here we go. Blinded by the light of our own creation, we forged a new world, ignorant of the prophecies that stalked our every step. So it was Malekith, the fair Malekith, the noble Malekith, a traitor hid amongst us. The son of Anarion worked his vile plots under guise of honour. The prophecy had come true, and thus a descendant in the line of Anarion would pierce the bright heart of our nation. War intensified his thirst for blood, and ambition grew stronger, darkening his heart. And of course, we tried to walk across the flames of a phoenix, I believe it's called, and he got viciously burned. He rides his big dragon, which is a beast in combat, as black dragons are, and he has his heavy armor, which is mounted to his skin. I believe that gives him a 2+ save, and is almost indestructible to destroy. He is a lovely looking model, especially the old one. I do like it. And so if you're going to do Dark Elves, you're going to, and you have this model, yes, just dust this one off and use him. Have him in the middle of the field and just destroy your enemies, or, you know, the loyal, or the nice high elves. And finally is the final Chaos one, because next week's video will be more away. I could literally have just done a video on just the Chaos ones you could do, but all the other races have so few, so I've got sort of space the Chaos ones in the other videos, so I could stretch them all out as well. And the last one is Wolfric the Wanderer. World Walker, the Eternal Challenger, the inescapable one. Wolfric the Wanderer is an ultimate seafaring warrior, a hairy giant of a man adorned with trophies of his many kills. Wolfric travels to the four corners of the world and beyond. He seeks out challenges of the champions of every race and creed, as punishment for his hubris. Wolfric is bound to a lifetime of constant dueling and violent death. A warrior born, Wolfric was ever known for his hulking frame and tremendous skill at arms. He took the heads of every Chaos champion he crossed his path, proudly displaying them all to see. Now, he is a fantastic looking model again, and you can use him. He is the exalted hero on the website, and that's, I don't know, like, he has a +2 strength, and he gets rerolls to hit. He has the Sea Fang, and, well, this is his legendary ship, Sea Fang, and he can literally just, you know, deploy from any normal. He can use it to just drop in at any time. And of course, he offers challenges. So he's a nice character, he looks good, and he's well worth taking. And of course, he is in Chaos. He's not linked to a single god, so if you're doing Warriors Chaos Undivided, Wolfric would be a good one to take. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. And number 2 will be coming next week, as well as this, looking up for this lovely game system coming, which I'm really looking forward to. And I hope to see you all soon. You have a great day. Comment what models do you like. Like, if I missed your one out, just know it's coming. It will be in another video. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Links to Rayland Games, and of course we have Forbidden Planet, my t-shirt, my comics, and Patreon if you wish to give me £1. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Comment, your like, share, do all that cool stuff that you guys do, and I'll see you soon.